Hi children, welcome to the class. I am Srinivas sir. This is Social Studies, Class 8th, Chapter 4, The Polar Regions, Part 1. This is Chapter 4, The Polar Regions, Part 1. Dear children, we knew already there are many people on this earth. Different people live in different areas. Their lifestyle is different from one place to another place. We have learnt already in previous chapter, the earth is divided into different zones on the basis of latitudinal extent and the differences in climate. The globe is divided into three broad heat zones. They are torrid zone, temperate zone, and polar zone. Torrid zone, temperate zone, and polar zone. Almost people are living in these three zones: torrid zone, temperate zone, and polar zone. But the people's lifestyle, their way of lifestyle is different from zone to zone. All the people do not live in the same way. They live in different ways. Why? Because the climate is not same everywhere. The climate is different from zone to zone. And all the places are not same on this earth. There are different landforms on this earth. People's lifestyle is depend on the climatic conditions and the place where they are living. There are different landforms on this earth. They are mountains, plateaus, plains, islands, deserts, coastal areas, and forests. So, these landforms and the climate affected the human life, influenced the human life. We can live comfortably in some areas, but some other areas are not suitable for humans. The climatic and the geographical conditions are not suitable, so we cannot live in such areas. For example, deserts and mountains. These two regions are not suitable for living. The living conditions were very bad in these regions. That is why the people are living very less in these two regions. But some places are very good for habitation. For example, plains. We have discussed in our previous classes, some people are living in plains like towns, cities, and villages. Some are living in forest areas. And all these landforms, all these places influenced the human life in different ways. For example, the crops they grow, the food they eat, the dresses they wear, the languages they speak, the tradition and culture they follow, all are different from region to region. We already discussed in our previous classes how these landforms and the climate influenced the human life. In this lesson, we are going to learn about a place which we have never seen before and how this place and the climate of the place influenced the people. Dear children, in this lesson we are going to learn many details about different people, those who are living far from us, and the place where they are living and the climate is completely different from us. Do you know who are these people? Have you ever seen this type of people in your surrounding areas? In this lesson we are going to discuss about these people. Can you guess who are they? Where are they living? What is their lifestyle? How do they live there? these people can live a region which is entirely different from any place we have seen. This region has continuous nights and continuous days for many months. There is no sunrise and sunset like we have in our country. Dear children, in our country we experience day and night, 12 hours day, 12 hours night. But in this region, there is no night for some days and there is no day for some days. Continuous nights and continuous days for many months. In our country, we experience 3 seasons: winter, summer, and monsoon, rainy season. But in this region, they experience only 2 seasons: winter and summer. In our country, the climate is very hot during the summer season and very cold during the winter season. But in this region, the climate is very cold during the winter and as well as summer. This region is very cold, so cold that only ice and snow can be seen. We can see the ice on land, ice on the streams, ice on the rivers, and even in the entire sea is frozen. Dear children, can you guess what are these regions called which are covered always with ice and snow? Yes children, you are right. Just now we have discussed already, these regions are called polar regions. Polar regions. Where are the polar regions on this earth? Where are the polar regions on this earth? The region which lies near the poles is called the polar region. I am repeating once again. The region which lies near the poles is called the polar regions. Dear children, there are 2 polar regions on this earth. They are North Polar region, South Polar region. North Polar region, South Polar region. Location of the polar regions on the earth. As we know already, the earth rotates on its axis and the 2 points are fixed. The top fixed point is called North Pole and the bottom fixed point is called South Pole. For example, this is the earth and the top fixed point is called North Pole and the bottom fixed point is called South Pole. There are 2 more important lines which are very near to the North Pole and the South Pole. There are 2 more important latitudes near the North Pole and the South Pole. They are Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. 66.5 north latitude is called Arctic Circle. 66.5 south latitude is called Antarctic Circle. Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. The place between Arctic Circle to North Pole is called North Polar region. The place between Arctic Circle to North Pole is called North Polar region. From Antarctic Circle to South Pole, the place between Antarctic Circle to South Pole is called South Polar region. So there are 2 polar regions, North Polar region and the South Polar region. These polar regions are very cold on this earth. In this lesson, we are going to study about only North Polar region. In this lesson, we are going to study about North Polar region. This is the world map. In this map, we can see the Arctic region, the polar region. It shows the North Pole and its surrounding regions. The entire polar region has been shaded lightly. The orange color shaded part is called North Polar Region. See children, this is the closer view of polar region. It is called North Polar Region. Just now we have discussed already in this video, this North Polar Region has a boundary line which is called the Arctic Circle. Dear children, which continents fall within this region? How many continents are situated in the polar region? 3 continents are situated in this polar region. 3 continents are situated in this polar region. They are North America, Europe, and Asia. They are North America, Europe, and Asia. This polar region includes United States of America, only the state of Alaska, northern parts of Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, northern parts of Russia called Siberia. These are the countries which are located in this polar region. I am repeating once again: Alaska, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Siberia. The northern part of the continents within the polar region is known as the Tundra. Tundra means very cold. These regions always covered with ice and snow. So that is why this place is called Tundra. Why is the Tundra region very cold? As we know already, the sun rays fall directly on the equator, but the sun rays do not fall directly on the polar regions. The sun rays fall slantingly on the polar regions. We know already the equatorial region is very hot. When we move from equator to North Polar region and South Polar region, the temperature will decrease. That is why the polar regions are always cold throughout the year. The Tundra region gets very little sunlight. It has a unique type of vegetation known as the Tundra vegetation. During the summer season, the small plants will grow in this region. This type of vegetation is called Tundra vegetation. Seasons in the Tundra. Now we are going to learn about the seasons in the Tundra. There are mainly 2 seasons in this Tundra region. They are winter and summer. Winter and summer. Spring and fall, autumn are only short periods between winter and summer. Spring and autumn are only short periods between winter and summer. Winter season. In the Tundra region, it is extremely cold. It is difficult to even imagine the cold in the Tundra. Some moments ago in this video we discussed already, in India the sun rises and sets every day, but in this region it does not happen. It does not happen in this Tundra region. In our country India, we can see the sun daily. The sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening. So 12 hours a day and 12 hours night. So the sun comes in the day and goes in the night. But this is not happened in the Tundra region. In the Tundra region, the sun shines 24 hours. We can see the sun in the sky 24 hours. The sun never goes. So the sun shines 24 hours in some months and it is reversed in other days, in other months. The sun never comes in the sky. The sun never shine in this region some months. So 24 hours night only. So the sun disappears for some months in this region. Why does the sun do not shine, do not appear in some months? Why? Because this tundra region is away from the sun during winter months and does not get any sunshine in the day. We discussed already the north polar region is away from the sunlight. So the sun rays do not fall directly in this region some months. So the sunshine do not fall in this region. So that is why it is always night for 6 months. So for 6 months there is no sunshine in this polar region. It is called winter season in the polar region. It is almost dark throughout the November, December and January. So the sun does not rise at all in this region. The November, December and January are the coldest months in this region. This is the winter of the tundra and it is bitterly cold during these 3 months. We know that when it is extremely cold, water freezes to become ice. In this extreme cold, the water of the rivers, lakes and seas freezes. So the water becomes into ice. During this winter season, strong cold winds blow and there is heavy snowfall. So during this winter season, very strong cold winds blow and there is heavy snowfall. That is why in this polar region we cannot see the water and land during the winter season because all the places are covered with ice and snow. So due to the severe cold, dark and icy conditions, all the plants die. Due to the snow and ice, the plants never penetrate the roots into the ground. So the land is covered with ice and snow. So the ground, the soil becomes very hard. That is why the plant's roots never go into the soil. One more reason is the strong winds blow in this region. The winds are very cold and very strong. So they uprooted the plants. And one more reason is there is no sunshine in the winter season. To produce the food, to make the food, plants also require sunshine continuously. So the sunshine is not available during the winter season. So the plants die during the winter season. So for these harsh conditions, even the birds and the animals leave this region and migrate elsewhere. So the birds and animals leave this place because the food is not available for them. So that is why the birds and animals leave this place and migrate to some other places. See children, the birds are flying in the sky. Have you seen a flock of birds flying across the sky? Where are they going? These are migrating. These birds are migrating. A majority of the birds come to India between October and January. Many birds come to India between October and January. Can you say one example? Yes, children, very good. Siberian cranes. For example, Siberian cranes. Siberian cranes are snowy white color birds. these are migrate during winter to India. So the Siberian cranes came to India during winter season. They have traveled so far. They have come in search of food to escape the harsh winter conditions. Why do they come, children? They came to India to search the food, to escape the harsh conditions, and to lay the eggs and to raise their young ones to young babies. So they came from the polar region to India. Summer season in Tundra region. Summer. The summer season starts in this Tundra region around February and March. The sun begins to shine in this Tundra region around February and March. During the summer months, the sun appears 24 hours continuously for some months. When the summer season begins, in the beginning, the sun shines for a maximum of half an hour and an hour, 1 hour, and then sets. The duration of the daytime is very short in the beginning of the summer in the Tundra region. But the duration of the time, the length of the day increases day by day, week by week. Gradually, the sun shines to 2 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 16 hours, and finally 24 hours. For almost 3 months, from May to July, the sun never sets. It shines all 24 hours. So, we can see the sun in the sky 24 hours from May to July. The sun appears always in this region. There is no night during these 3 months in this Tundra region. The sun does not rise overhead in the Tundra region. It just hovers a little above the horizon. The sun does not go high up in the sky like in our India. In our country, the sun appears during the midday over the head. We can see the sun over the head during the midday. But this is not happened in the Tundra region. The sun do not go high up in the sky. It hovers a little above the horizon. What is horizon? The horizon is the place where the earth appears to meet the sky. The place where the land and sky meet, that area is called the horizon. See children, this is the place where the earth and the sky appears to meet with each other. This is called the horizon. So the sun rises, the sun shines little above the horizon. The sun rises in the same place, it stays in the same place 24 hours. In the morning, midday, evening, 24 hours in the same place. May, June, July are the hot months during the summer season in the Tundra region. But the sun does not go high up in the sky, so it is never very warm as like in our country. In these 3 months, the climate is very hot in our country, but it is not like that in this Tundra region. The climate is cold during these 3 months in this Tundra region. Even in these 3 months of the summer, it is very cold, but it is comparatively less cold than in the winter months. So during the summer months, the climate is not too much cold. The climate is less cold as compared to winter season. Due to the relatively warm weather, hot weather, some of the ice melts. So during the summer season, the ice melts into water. The rivers which are frozen during the winter melt and began to flow. The lakes fill up and huge chunks of ice break off and float into the oceans as icebergs. The land, which was frozen and desolate in winter season, comes alive with color, with beautiful plants and trees during the summer season. The land which is occupied by snow and ice turns into beautiful place with plants and trees. When summer approaches, many multicolored plants, lichens, grass, shrubs, and berries sprout all around. They bear flowers and fruits of different colors. The birds and animals which are migrated to warmer regions return to this region for the food which are grown during the summer season. Due to the cold, the upper soil surface of the region is frozen into a rock-like state all through the year. This is called permafrost. In this tundra region, the soil is covered with ice and snow. The ground is frozen permanently. So that is why it is called permafrost. As there is little soil, only some small plants can grow in this region. The underground soil being hard, it is difficult for trees to grow. Even if they manage to grow, the trees get damaged and uprooted with the strong and cold storms. So, most of the tundra region is treeless. Small plants like moss, lichen, and some flowering plants grow in this region during 2 to 3 months on the summer. So, the tree cover is very less in the tundra region. Dear children, till now we have discussed about the tundra region, the Arctic region, the location of the tundra region, and the seasons in the tundra region, and the vegetation in the tundra region. I hope you understood. Thank you.